Hi, Kara 640. This is Keith Boychuk. This is my final presentation of my professional paper um, suggestion. So this is called Avoiding Close Calls with No Falls, Preventative Care. So American Geriatric Society is the journal that I'd be looking into submitting to. Here's some statistics on the right-hand side. And then this is to the left is what the journal looks like. The target conference that I will be kind of looking at is the 2024 Virtual Annual Scientific Meeting of the American Geriatric Society. This is from May 9th to the 11th. And then more details of the conference is here in the hyperlink. On the bottom, I've also put in some of the requirements that they have for the presentation of these articles. Once again, the hyperlink is on the bottom. They've also provided a template of slides of what they would like you to use as your presentation. So the overview of this article, we're going to look at 5 points. Who is this for? Who is the impact or what is the impact of the geriatric falls, current fall test and reliabilities, taking actions, and the practical applications of this article. So first of all, I want to go over the clinical studies that make up the backbone of this professional article. I've separated it into two categories. The green one, as being highlighted, are more focused on lifestyles, and the yellow is more specifically on falls, geriatric falls. So the first one that I looked at was the development of an elderly lifestyle profile. What this was is this was a multidisciplinary healthcare survey to collectively collect data on forecasting what were considered to be high fall risks. And then the next one is the falls in elderly, a modern look at an old problem. This specifically looked at two natures of falls, ground level falls and the non-ground level falls. A big takeaway from this is that most non-ground level falls tend to be younger people, and then fall occurrences at home. And then more than 50% of these non-ground level falls were stairs related. And so contributing of major lifestyle risk factors of incident heart failure and older adults. Heart failure is a big health condition in older adults, and it really is a contributing factors are lifestyles. So choices such as diet, physical activity, alcohol consumption, smoking, and other potential comorbidities. And then the next article is the clustering of lifestyle risk factors in general adult population. The biggest takeaway in this is that there's a term called clustering, and that is when a person has two or more lifestyle risk factors, such as smoking, low vegetable fruit consumption, alcohol, low activity, can also be contributing factors as low education or socioeconomic status. Predicting geriatric falls following an episode of emergency department care. The big overview in this is that within a year, 44% of cases that have had falls have, or of falls, 44% of those cases have readmission. And of those 44, 33% have a 1-year mortality. And then incidence falls in the elderly population. This was looking at other risk factors aside lifestyle, such as visual, hearing impairment disorders, incontinence, and medication of 3 or more. So looking into specifically the type of journals that are type of articles that are out there in the JAG, there's only about 7,000 that is in falls, which is actually a lot. And then as we get a little bit more specific to lifestyle risk factors and falls, there's about 566 articles. So who is this article for? Well, really, it's for all medical professionals that interact with geriatric population. This can be specifically targeted to prehab physical therapy. Who can use this? medical care teams, care homes, nursing homes, retirement homes, community dwelling homes, realistically anything and everything that deals with older population. So, what is the impact of geriatric falls? Well, in 2019, it was estimated that 703 million people were of the age 65 and older, and then it is expected that number to double to 1.5 billion by 2050. In general, falls are leading causes of injury in the United States, affecting all ages, with an annual cost exceeding $20 billion. Little interesting statistics here. 1 in 4 senior Americans fall every year. 1 in 5 falls results in head injury or a broken bone. And every 20 minutes, a senior dies from a fall in the United States. The second image is just reiterating the first. The big takeaway is that the number one cause of injury-related death in people over 65 years older are falls. So this next one is this is looking at uh, the types of injuries from specifically ground level falls. Highlighted in the yellow are the highest ones, which is traumatic brain injuries and lower extremity fractures, and the lowest types of injuries being epidural hematomas and intra-abdominal injuries. This is just reiterating what I said before. Of ground level falls and ER admission, 44 readmission rates within a year, and subsequent ground level falls within that 44%, 33% have a 1-year mortality. So then now defining lifestyles and quality of life. Lifestyle is the typical way of a life an individual, group, or culture chooses. And then quality of life is one's subjective overall enjoyment of life. These two graphics kind of help determine the difference. Subjectively, for the quality of life, you could see there's financial, mental, and physical that play key aspects. So lifestyle risk factors, this is all coming from the articles that were presented above: smoking, poor diet, alcohol intake, low activity, and once again, education level and social economics. So what are the current fall tests and the reliabilities? These three types of sequence tests were the highest. Best selling point is that they're minimal in setup. They take less than 15 minutes to perform, and minimal equipment's required. We'll look at these three. The fall risk assessment is a survey, or not a survey, but it's an intake that a person fills out, and then with 3 other subsequent tests: the Berg test and the Boomer test. So the first one is the fall assessment test. This is a self-reflection survey that a person takes. And then after the survey, they will be given these 3 tests: the 4-stage balance test, the time up and go, and the 30-second chair stand test. I've connected some research articles that just better clarify and define the validity and efficacy of these tests. So they're highly, highly used. And then, so the next one will be the Berg test. It's a 14 test scale, different types of tests with a score rating from 0 to 4. Anything less than 46 points is considered a fall risk. And then the Boomer test, which is the balanced outcome measure of elder rehabilitation. Once again, it's a 4-point scale test. This one's a little bit different, 16 points altogether, with 4 separate tests that can be done. And once again, you can see that it's very minimal in what's required to do, and it takes a very little time. So taking action, the implementation of these fall tests will be highly beneficial using the FRAT, the Berg, and the Boomer in helping screen for older adults that are living in either care homes, long-term facilities, nursing. These are, and even like for hospitalization as well. To standardize these tests as easy as they are would drastically reduce fall risks. So the practical applications, once again, it is to reduce hospital costs, bottom line. For the people themselves, it's to prevent hospitalization. Practical applications is that with these standardized practice fall screenings for nursing homes, senior community dwellings, and long-term care. This is an opportunity for a third-party assessment. This can be used as a private company for prehab PT, that once this screening is done, then targeted physical activities can be given to the people, yoga, tai chi, modified aerobic exercise, strength, core balance training, or pull exercises. So I hope this article uh, would be eye-opening and most of all practical for anyone who is working with in the geriatric population. Thank you.